Good morning, David.
Good morning. Hello.
Welcome to the program.
As you can see, I'm sat in my lovely CRV hybrid.
Oh, David, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Mark. Can you hear me? I think
I can. I think we're good. The sound quality in what'd you say it was a CRV?
It is. It's remarkable. It's
Superb audio.
It's a brilliant car, very efficient, and a remarkable film studio as well.
Yeah, mobile office. Yeah. So as we sit here today, it's almost the first anniversary since what was then HPD was brought under the global Honda Racing Corporation umbrella, which merges all of Honda's racing activities into a single organization. What's that process been like?
Okay. It's been good. As you imagine, these things are sort of complicated, lots of moving parts. But years ago now, we had a discussion, myself and Watanabe, who's the president of HRC Global. Why don't we make all our smart people together and efforts together? And also, Honda's been racing for 60 years rather successfully. It'd be nice to have sort of one brand to all race under, and that's what we did. So yeah, it's been good. It's been within Honda. There's great communication and there's real respect for the individual. So there's always been good collaboration, but this sort of helps it how would you say, formalize it. And the main gives opportunities to our men and women, which is the whole point of why we go racing. It's all about the people. So it gives them more opportunities as we look forward. So yeah, so far so good.
Has it changed the way you do things on a day-to-day basis, having sort of those more open lines of communication to the rest of the Honda world?
As always, you go about your daily business of challenging yourself and trying to get ready to compete in races. So day to day, we do what we do, and our job is to look after racing. We're HRC US. Our job is to look after racing in the US. So that's our clear priority, and we do that. So probably day to day, it hasn't changed so much, but it just means we're I don't know, much more consolidated as we look to the future. And then we can start to plan out a bit more to the future, maybe, and think what makes sense in the US and what makes sense globally and how we can all contribute to that. So a little bit, but you know, this job's pretty demanding, so it's still demanding.
I remember when it was first announced, one of the things that was brought up was that the US based engineers would be doing some work with Honda Japan on the 2026 F1 engine. Has that been going ahead?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, that's been the nice bit, really. We have some people that are embedded to look at the powertrain for 2026. So a step, number of people, but we've been able to get people embedded to sort of help out with 2026. All this has to be done under the cost cap, as you might imagine. So it's all sort of formal and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, we've been able to give some people opportunities, and that's been quite nice. And then the net end result of that will be, as more people get opportunities maybe to work on some F1 stuff, at some point they'll get embedded and then they'll come back, and then we'll generally improve as an organization, which is one of the goals as well.
While we're talking about bringing all these different elements of the Honda racing universe together, you had the Honda Hybrid Heroes event in Las Vegas a couple of weeks ago, which was a celebration of Honda's hybrid race cars and the people who drive them. Quite a lineup, both of cars and of drivers. How was it received?
It was pretty cool, wasn't it? It was yeah, you sort of had to pinch yourself. Yeah, for people who may not be aware, we had the ARX06 GTP car, we had the IndyCar hybrid, we had the Beast, which was CRV with a IndyCar hybrid powertrain in the back. We had road car Civic hybrid, and then so pretty nice race cars. And then we had Max Verstappen. You've probably heard of him. The 4 times, who then became 4 times world champion. We had Checo, we had Yuki, we had Liam, we had Scott Dixon. You've probably heard of him as well. So 6 times
Very
champion. Yeah, exactly. So we had a lot of champions. So it was an only Honda thing, really. So you had all these amazing drivers with these amazing cars, and through open wheel to sports car to sort of demonstrator, like only Honda thing. So it was stunning, really. And I think the social media response indicates that there's tens of millions of people looked at this sort of stuff. And obviously it was pretty nice to see Max in an ARX06, and it was nice to see Yuki in an IndyCar. So lots of talking points there, I think.
Yeah, I saw a photo of Max with Dixie, and it occurred to me that it might be the first time those two have met. So it must be fun for drivers from different worlds to interact in a setting like that.
I believe it was, and I think it was fun. Exactly that. I think everyone enjoyed themselves because it was a pretty relaxed affair. It was lots of fun. You get to drive some pretty cool cars, and the guys could relax and just chat and compare notes, really. So it was really good. It was it was pretty cool.
What goes into pulling something like that together? Because it mustn't be the work of a moment.
Yeah, I can't use expletives here, but a lot of work with a lot of work, because that idea came up like a year ago, and then on our side and the Japanese side, lots of work to pull that together. And thank you very much for Red Bull and Christian Horner for helping sort that out. But I think the end showed the value in it. But and then basically we had to run the track for the day and synchronize all these cars and do it safely, and everyone who's involved put in a huge effort. It went very, very well. It was seamless, really. But and again, it was quite special. It was an only Honda thing. You had all this, Honda races at the highest level in the sort of pinnacle championships of the world, isn't it? Whether it's sports car or MotoGP or F1 or IndyCar, etc. So to pull all that together was a real privilege, really, to show that, and to be able, most importantly, to be able to share it with the fans. So the stuff we could put out on the normal channels and stuff was a nice way to share that with the fans and celebrate a bit what we do and thank the fans, really.
Very cool. And there's going to be opportunities for people to get some Honda racing DNA onto their own cars following the launch of the performance parts business, which I believe you took the wraps off at SEMA.
Yeah, it's been a busy year. Yeah, exactly. So a point of putting together HRC as a global racing organization is also to make a global sort of brand, and then look how we make performance parts and other things which we may see in the future that we can share with the people who are passionate about Honda and racing. So we launched at SEMA, which again was another pretty cool, really good display of all the different things that we do, whether it's off-road Baja or IndyCar or sports car. We sort of pull that together, and we're sort of going to launch a performance parts HRC brand, where people will be able to purchase those parts and or have them fitted to their cars, and be able to sort of celebrate a bit what we do. But we got to make sure we're authentic. We got to make sure that we pull the racing know-how and heritage back into that. So that you will see that in the future. So we launched that at SEMA. Busy working away to understand what that will be in the future, but there will be a HRC Honda Racing performance parts say division within HRC that will make sure we're authentic, and people will be able to get there, sort of celebrate what we do, and we can share that with our amazing customers and fans.
And it's not just road cars, is it? It's off-road, it's track cars, it's everything with a Honda badge on it, basically.
We're firming that up at the moment, but yeah, that's more or less the idea, is to make sure that we can put it on road cars. But we already sort of have a small line in racing parts, but yeah, we need to make sure the two go together.
And is there a roadmap for when that's all going to roll out into the world?
We're working on that at the moment, so we wanted to launch it and get people to know what we're up to. And then also we want to we are busy canvassing sort of fans and customers to understand what people want. So
Okay.
we're sort of doing the research and stuff at the moment. We got plans, people are busy working away. There's a division, there's people working on it, and again, we're trying to understand what do people want as well, so that we give our fans and customers what they want.
That's very cool. Kind of crowdsourcing the product line.
Within reason, obviously, we've got
Yeah.
ideas of where we need to go, but also we, and you saw the prototype Integra car. Sort of, again, that was to sort of gauge reaction, which was pretty good. So far so good. We'll keep going, and we'll see where we get to.
Awesome. Looking ahead to next year and heading to the racetrack, HRC US will race one of the Acura ARX06 GTP cars in IMSA with Maya Shank Racing. How is that program coming together?
Yeah, frantic. As all, and we have a nice, relaxing 24-hour race to ease ourselves into it as well. So, sort of Super Bowl at the start of the season. So, yeah, nice and relaxing, Mark, as you might imagine. It's a challenge, but it's exactly the challenge that we're looking for. So, we're going to be working with MSR, but we will fully race engineer one of the cars. We do a lot of the engineering sort of under the hood with these cars anyway, and we were involved with Orica in the development and sort of gestation of the car, and the powertrain and all the hybrid control is all ours anyway. And then we do a lot of vehicle dynamics and driver in the loop simulator stuff. So it's a case now of focusing all that to actually race engineer the car, so which is a big step, but it's the next logical step. Again, Honda goes racing to develop its people and its technology. This is a really good way to develop people, to put them at really the sharp end, sharp end of the pointy stick, and see where we get to. So we've been able to promote from within. So our race engineer, our strategy engineer, performance engineers are all people who worked in our vehicle dynamics group. So the really delightful bit is we've given people opportunities from within our racing company, and it's their next step as well. So lots of learning. I'm sure we'll have our good days and our not so good days, which is what racing is all about. But you sort of learn more when you fail, honestly speaking. So we don't plan on failing, but it's part of the game. So we'll learn, and we'll use that to make our company and our people better.
Yeah, you kind of preempted my next question there, because I was thinking, I get that they're doing it, but why are they doing it? But it sounds like it's about developing personnel as well as developing bits.
It's exactly why Honda does it. It's why Mr. Honda set off and went to the Isle of Man TT on the other side of the planet with just after he'd started making motorbikes type stuff to challenge and develop people. The most important thing we have is our people. Definitely in a racing company, and in any any company really, your best asset and your most valuable thing is your people. So our goal is to help them and look after them and challenge them. And as we develop the people and that spirit, that comes back into Honda as well. Honda's really authentic on doing that. I mean, there's several hundred of us set up in Santa Clarita in California, and have Honda 401ks and pay Californian tax, and we go racing for Honda. So this is just the next step of really challenging ourselves, because it gets harder and harder the closer you get to the racetrack, shall we say.
I imagine there's going to be quite a fun little intra-team rivalry between the HRC side of the garage and the Mahjong side too.
The plan is to try not to do that. The plan is to work together and use the two cars.
That's no
But
fun.
yeah, we sort of have a rules of engagement. We're here to race for Acura as well. It's important that an Acura ends up on the top step. I don't care which one it is. It doesn't, we just got to work as a team and use both cars sensibly. But yeah, we'll try not to have that. But racing's racing, so everyone is competitive, drivers, engineers, everybody. But we just got to work together as one team and be smart.
A lot of things go out the window when the visor comes down. We'll see.
Yeah, come back to me in a month's time, and we'll see where we are.
I will.
Yeah.
And another project that I'm sure took no time and effort at all was the mid-year rollout of the hybrid in IndyCar during 2024.
Yeah, that was, we did that as well. So like we say, we're here to challenge ourselves, and we definitely succeed in that. Yeah, so no, that was good. Well, it's interesting. Normally in this game, it's war, you're trying to beat your enemy and all that sort of stuff. And the really nice thing is we sort of work sensibly with IndyCar and GM and Ilmore, and sort of rolled our sleeves up and made it happen. And something we could be quite proud of, really. It was pretty scary introducing it mid-season, but generally it went, I think, extremely well. I think there's over 100,000 miles on those parts. The challenge is there's a lot of race cars. I think often if you're making a hybrid system and you're doing it yourself and it's for two race cars, you can sort of manage that. By the time you put, I don't know, 20 something of them out there, and they're all trying to do different things, and they in a very, very arduous environment, it's, that's a real challenge. But well done to everyone involved. That I think we succeeded.
Really was pretty seamless, wasn't it? There weren't that many issues.
Touch wood. Never say never. These race cars and all the parts have them. They're very inventive, and they find a way of getting equal at some point. So because you treat them quite miserably, you sort of make them in too small a space and too hot, and they shake too much and all that sort of stuff. So so far it's gone really, really well. But we've got to be very vigilant and just keep on top of things. Like anything in a race car, really, you just got to keep on top of it. It will come and bite you if you're not careful. So far so good. Well done, everyone, and let's be vigilant and carry on doing the good job.
Does it give you another area to play with during the off season? Because obviously it's IndyCar as a whole, you have a very well established set of engine regulations and a fairly narrow window that you can operate in when you're trying to look for an advantage at this point, because we're more than 10 years into it. Does the hybrid give you more to work with?
It does, yeah. As you say, we're a bit sort of pushed into a corner after that, but again, it's racing. You've got to the car is a sum of the parts, so you need to maximize each part of it. There's never one thing, so we work on all the things that we think we can get an advantage. Plainly, we got to prioritize it. We can't work on absolutely everything, but that's an area where, how do we get the most out of that within the framework that allows us to? So there's areas of interest there. It's about energy management, about range, shall we say. How do you use it wisely for lap time or for helping with some fuel saving, etc., or strategically in terms of racing? So we try, and it's another thing in the pot now of how do we get the best out of it, which is good. It's good for the engineers. Again, it's relevant. Let's say the younger engineers, we found it with the GTP car, we found it with this. It sort of brings in the next generation it helps make things relevant for the next generation of engineers. So there's value for us there.
I know the whole objective behind everything you do is to avoid surprises on the racetrack when you roll out something new. But once the hybrids actually got tested in the heat of battle, was there anything about them that you weren't expecting?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we we're pretty smart, but it's a complex system. So
Yeah.
there is things that we hadn't anticipated. So yeah, there was, like anything. It's complex system. It's one system that's in multiple systems, and once you start to multiply them, we did a lot of testing. So there was no big surprises, but there were a few things you thought, oh, okay, didn't realize that might be the case. So no big surprises, but a few things that we learned along the way. I'm sure the same for us, same for GM, same for the race teams. Something the race teams had to get to grips with, and they seem to do a really, really good job.
It's why you do it. It'd be boring if if you learned everything in simulations and testing.
Yes.
Coming into next year, we've got Chip Ganassi Racing and Alex Palou looking for a third Drivers' Championship in a row and fourth overall, all of which have been won with Honda power. What are you expecting from the year ahead?
A big challenge as always. You exactly that. Well done to CGR. Well done to Alex. Another championship. Well done to everyone at Honda. Another championship. All good. Doesn't matter. Reset. We're very humble against our competitor. We got to start again, basically. So what I'm expecting is you're working really, really hard, trying to turn over every stone and be ready to sort of fight again here. But we take nothing for granted. Everything is complete reset, and we're working our butts to that good. So there's areas we need to improve. We're working on that, and there's areas where we complete reset, and we know what the goals are, and we'll work hard and challenge ourselves and try and do them, and work as a team with the teams and the drivers as well.
I apologize. I lost your audio just for a moment there, but it sounded like you were saying there's areas that you need to work on, and areas that I missed the second part.
Yeah, no, I think basically each racing season is a complete reset. You sort of reset, you challenge yourself. Doesn't matter too much what happened before. New challenges. There's areas where we did quite well. We'll try and see what this is where we're working hard, boys and girls, off, trying to make sure we're ready for the start of the season and can sort of come out fighting. We'll see where we get to. It's same. The opposition doing the same. That's what we enjoy and enjoy racing. So, and make sure we can support our teams well and our amazing drivers like Alex well.
And how many circles do you have around the month of May on the calendar in your office?
Yeah, a lot. so, yeah, it's a clear challenge. We've done very well over a number of years, and maybe not so good the last year or so. So we know what we got to do. That's how this game works.
Do you feel like you can find what you need for the Speedway this year?
We're working very, very hard. We'll see. Hats off to our competitor. We sort of put them on the ropes, and they put us on the ropes. So goal is to deep and come back.
Very cool. Well, thank you very much, David. I wish you all the best and good luck, and see you at the racetrack.
Thank you very much, Mark. Thank you to everyone. Thank you. And thank you for everyone who's listening and watching our racing. It's much appreciated. Thank you to all the fans and people who are out there watching what we do and supporting us. It's much appreciated.
EPARTRADE is a digital platform that we've created basically to make life easier in the business community of auto racing.
EPARTRADE, there is no e-commerce. It's literally a connection just like at a trade show. So now, any time of the year, a buyer could reach out to a supplier.
When you see a product that you're interested in, all you need to do is click on request more information, and then from there it is forwarded directly to the buyer or to the supplier.
EPARTRADE really eliminates having to travel, closing down your shop. Now you have a place to showcase globally your racing product and technology.
Looking for a quick fix of motorsports news? The Speed Sport Daily is what you need. It's a free racing newsletter delivered directly to your email every day. We'll cover the winners and the losers and tell you who's making news off the track. It's NASCAR, NHRA, World of Outlaw, IndyCar, and so much more. Go to speedsport.com today and get signed up for America's free racing newsletter and get your daily motorsports fix. The Speed Sport Daily.
Land speed record holder George Poteet's Speed Demon rocketed 481 miles per hour at the Bonneville Salt Flats. You don't go that fast without ARP fasteners.
There is no way that we could go the speed that we've gone, the number of times we've gone, with a lesser quality bolt than ARP supplies to us. And we absolutely wouldn't be where we were today if it weren't for ARP.
When failure is not an option, it's ARP-bolts.com.
We're Performance Plus Global Logistics. Our team of dedicated performance industry and logistics experts get valuable cars and components to the track on time in top condition. We provide expedited logistics solutions for the performance industry using direct routes instead of deferred options, and communicate all necessary information to the appropriate resources to meet regulations and ensure a smooth transit and secure delivery, both domestically and internationally. And we exceed customer expectations by providing best-in-class service with an efficient and cost-effective system in place. Contact us today to book your next shipment.
Scott Lewis & Associates, the sales, marketing, and branding specialist for the automotive performance industry since 1988. We get our manufacturers on track by opening an extensive distribution network, providing product training to sales staff, creating fully integrated sales and marketing strategies, building successful industry partnerships, attending trade shows, events, and races, offering first-class support to customers. SLAI delivers solutions that win you sales. To get in touch with an SLAI representative, call 516-378-6100. Go to scottlewisinc.com or email info@scottlewisinc.com.
With roots in the Midwest that date back well before the Model T, Fifth Third Bank has a long history of serving the needs of automotive companies. While much has changed over the years, our passion for helping businesses put cars on the road and on the track has not. Today, we are more committed than ever as a member of SEMA, a founding member of PRI, and a sponsor of multiple race teams across several racing series.
For over a decade, Fifth Third Bank has been a staunch supporter of our industry and a great partner for many companies in the motorsports field.
Our business has been growing extremely fast, and really we could not be where we are today without Fifth Third. They provided amazing strategic advice, the capital we need to support our phases of growth.
They are true partners for me now, and what they do with their involvement in motorsports is untouched in this community.
Where can we take your business? Fifth Third Bank.
You work as hard as your truck, and you have no time for downtime. That's why more truck owners trust Blue Def, America's #1 diesel exhaust fluid brand. Each batch is guaranteed pure, so you can avoid costly repairs caused by inferior DEF. Demand America's best for your truck. Blue Def and Blue Def Platinum. Put trust in your truck.
When it comes to pushing the limits of performance, the pros know there's no room for compromise. At Crower Cams, we don't just engineer camshafts and valve train components, we redefine what power means. Since 1955, Crower Cams has been the name trusted by racers, engine builders, and gearheads around the globe. Whether you're building a street machine, a dragster, or a track car, Crower Cams provides the muscle you need to dominate. And with Crower, victory is within your reach.
For over 25 years, Wisconsin-based C-Tech Manufacturing has been engineering and manufacturing the toughest, most accessible aluminum tool drawers, cabinets, carts, and tactical storage solutions for America's hardest working professionals. Whatever you need to store and however you need to store it, put your trust in C-Tech Manufacturing. We build it better. Visit our new website at ctechmanufacturing.com or give us a call at 715-355-8842.
If you're watching this video, you might be wondering, what is WPC? WPC is a surface treatment designed to reduce friction and increase the strength of metal parts. As much as it might seem like a coating, WPC is actually a surface treatment. Think of it like shot painting, but the media is much finer, like talc. So what you're left with is a super hard, smooth surface that actually has some proprietary dry lubricants embedded within it. For more information, visit WPCtreatment.com.